Hi, my name is Marnu Boshoff, and Head of Culture and the Culture Evangelist here at King Price Insurance. I'm going to try and explain quickly in this video, just shortly, how our process works of building culture. So we designed a culture process over the last couple of years, and I'm going to try and take you through that. So on the bottom of the screen, you'll see sort of how it looks. And where we usually start with any team is with this first block of what is your purpose or your vision or your mission, or what we like to call it, your definition of success. It doesn't matter for me really what you want to call it, as long as that's what you want to achieve. So first thing, a team must decide, what is it that you want to achieve? What does success looks like for you? What is your vision or your purpose statement? Usually then a team will have a couple of values or principles, let's call them values for now, that will undergird and drive them to achieve this definition of success. Those values are something the team feels passionate about, feels convicted about, feels very strong about. They feel that those are the things that drives them and keeps them to achieve that purpose. But next to the values, we then usually focus on the beliefs or the belief system. And what we have found is that values doesn't drive behavior so much, but beliefs do. What we believe about a value is more important almost than the value. We found with working with many teams that our belief system about values differ a lot. It's quite easy to agree on values. We find that people actually very seldom disagree on values. If I use the word respect, most people will say, yeah, it's a great value. If I use the word transparency, I might use transparency, and you might use the word honesty, and somebody else might use another word that says very much the same thing. And so very often we find that people don't really differ on values, but what I believe about the values, my boundaries in my mind differs quite a lot from another person's. And so we take those discussions are things that we take where we take a team through really debating the belief system about a value. We find that beliefs actually drives behavior, which is our next block. So in behaviors, we try and define what are the behaviors within the system that really are driving us positively to reach our definition of success. And usually there's also behaviors in the system that is hindering us from achieving our definition of success or purpose. So it's important for a team to establish, why are there certain behaviors allowed within culture? Why are certain behaviors better and worse? What is it that we want more of? What is it that we want less of? But usually that's rooted in some sort of a belief system. And if we can clarify that belief system and change and shift that so that we have more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. So that's behaviors. If there's certain behaviors that I need to do more of, but I lack the ability or the skill, that will be the next block. It's how can I get upskilled? Is there a specific skill that I need? If it's, for example, I need to, when I speak with clients, I need a better skill or need to become better at listening and communicating and advising my client better, then I might have to work on my listening skills or asking question skills. That is a skill. It's highly learnable and somebody can teach me. I can be trained for that, which brings us to the last block, training. So we believe, don't train for the sake of training. Train to empower yourself in a skill that empowers you to exhibit better behavior that is linked within your belief system, that's connected to a value that will drive your definition of success. So you might want to listen to that last sentence a couple of times, because that pretty much encapsulates what we believe about a culture process. And the answers coming from this process, when we take a team through that, is very important that it must come from the team itself, because the people buy into what they co-create. When a team creates this process and creates the content within each of these blocks, the team owns it, and taking ownership of that drives engagement. So I think in short, this is what the process looks like. Taking a team through this can take many hours, but that's sort of where we start, and we try and determine with any team usually where they are at. Nobody is nowhere, everybody is somewhere in a process of building culture within your team. And so yeah, that is pretty much how this process flows out and works out, and you can take it both ways to make sure all the points are well connected in building a healthy, strong, thick culture. So thank you very much, and all the best on your culture journey.